webinar. Welcome everybody on today's webinar. Today we'll talk about IBM BlueMix and the ASP.NET based on C# Mono framework runtime, and I will show you a very simple demo how to work on BlueMix via C#.NET, specifically with the reference about ASP.NET runtime for web application. And first of all, who am I? I'm Stefanos Banki. I'm a cloud architecture advisor of the IBM BlueMix team based in Dublin. And my background is basically as developer and project manager on production environment, primarily on Java service-oriented architecture and C#.NET project. But I love working on BlueMix because it gives me the chance to explore a lot of technology and framework, and for IoT, mobile, and so on. So what we're talking about today, I will drive you directly with a practical demo showing how to create from the wizard the standard ASP.NET application using the runtime of .NET, C# on BlueMix, and then I'll show you the boilerplate that is available on BlueMix for ASP.NET and Cloud DB, SQL DB, and I'll show you how it works and what's the magic of the VCAP services, SS bar that is able to give you the credential for connecting to the database. At the end of the webinar, we'll have a short Q&A session where you can ask me all the question that you have, and I'm able to open to you the microphone if you have, or you can type it raising the hand on your on the question panel. So let's jump directly on the live demo. This is the BlueMix web console. As you probably know, if you're looking for a general intro webinar, you can looking for that. This is very specific on the technology that we are talking about ASP.NET. So I'm logged in on the European console, and now what I will do is to create a new space. As you probably know, these spaces are a kind of environment where you can work. So usually you can create more than one space, and having the development space, the test space, and the production space, where you will have different instance probably of your app, a different instance of your database. And you can create a pipeline, of a delivery pipeline that will, with the continuous integrations and continuous delivery tools of BlueMix, you can host on the repository Git your source code and then create your delivery pipeline. Let's focus on the topic of today's webinar. So what I will do now is to create the ASP.NET app. So let's browse. Let's browse. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, in this section of the Cloud Foundry app, you'll find the ASP.NET Core runtime. So I'll give a name to my app, and then I will just create. What will happen in the background actually is that BlueMix still creating a Docker container, installing the ASP.NET runtime, the .NET runtime with all the ASP.NET dependencies. And this is the core ASP.NET runtime based on Mono, but it supports ASP.NET 5. Once created the Docker container via Cloud Foundry, it is run on top of the BlueMix infrastructure, and it will be exposed to an URL, a public one. So I can go in this section, in the Getting Started overview. To interact with the app that is still creating, you have to download the Cloud Foundry command line interface, and you can download the starter code. This is the skeleton of the app that is created. So I can open directly here in my laptop, and you can use wherever text editor, and you can run the app locally via the shell, or you can use, for an instance, for other runtimes like Java, you can use Eclipse. For Node.js, you can either use Eclipse with the Node Eclipse plugins, or for ASP.NET, I've tried to use Xamarin, probably not support the last version of ASP.NET 5. So I've used it on now I'm on a MacOSX machine. So I've tried the last Visual Studio for Mac. I got some trouble opening the solution file, this one. But I've tried a few times ago on a Windows machine with the last version of Visual Studio. It works perfectly, directly opening the solution file that is provided from BlueMix with the skeleton machine. What I will do now is just to open it with using a normal text editor like Sublime. And here you have your project. In the source section, you have the static side, the HTML side of the project, and here there is only one C# source code file. So in the meanwhile, our app is up and running, so we can view the app that is hosted with the name that I give to the app on top of the BlueMix domain. But you can either use your own domain. If you are a owner of a domain, you have to configure it from the dashboard. This app simply don't do nothing, just show a static HTML page that say hello world. But what we can do is we can update this one. For instance, we can say hello, let's say welcome to the then I want to do another update, writing something on the console. I'll take my snippet here. And on the startup section, I'll type and I'll copy something very simple. I'll just write something on the console side. Let's say when 27.8, 22. So what can I do now is to run locally my app. And I will do that. You can use it on, and you can do it on your IDE if you're using that, or I will do that inside of my shell. I have installed the ASP.NET runtime for the MacOSX, so I just go where I've downloaded my app. Okay, and so now I can start it. I just need to go inside the server, and then I can run it .NET that I've installed at the runtime. Restore for check and install all the package managed via NuGet that are reported in my global global JSON. Should be, sorry, the project JSON. And now, once installed all the dependencies, that are the same things that used to happen inside the Docker container via Cloud Foundry when I push the app remotely in BlueMix, I can type .NET run, and let's see what will happen. It will be compiled, but I got an error. That's used to happen if you have not managed well all the dependencies. So what can I do? I've already tried this. Just simply refer to another version of the Microsoft Net Core app dependencies that I have on my laptop, because I've installed the last one. I don't know why I have to use the 1.10. Oh no. So let's do the restore, and let's check to run. So what's happened now is that I have run it locally the app. So the snippet that I've added is executed. So I can check on localhost on the port 5000, and I would be the version of the app that I've edited. Let's say welcome to the webinar. Cool. So what I want to do now is to push it on BlueMix. So I can stop it. And now what I want to do is to refer to the old version. Otherwise, remotely they will not find the dependencies that are different. With the IDE NuGet automatically, it would be pretty easy manage the dependencies. And I will follow the instruction reported here. First of all, I have to point the endpoint. This is on EUGB of BlueMix. Now I need to log in, referring my BlueMix account. That is my username, my organization, and the space that I've created where I'm connected on. I will type my password. And now I can simply type here push. What I will not say is that what did is that I have installed both the BlueMix Cloud Foundry command line interface that gives me as an interface command line, gives me all this command. If I type cf, so you can just type cf push. Oh, sorry. It won't work. Why? There is a reason. It not found this file, the manifest YML. Manifest YML is a very important file that tells to BlueMix, or maybe to Cloud Foundry, how to treat my application. We'll say create an instance of 512 gigabyte of memory of RAM and host it to this domain, anteponing the name of the application that will be used to host the application here, as I showed before. So now from here I can type cf push, and what will happen via Cloud Foundry? It will scan my local directory, searching for the manifest YML. If it's found, now it's found. So will be used to about Cloud Foundry will use the directive reported in the document and will create a Docker container. So how it is managed? There is an algorithm that scans my local directory and understand which kind of runtime should be created. Would be a Java runtime, would be it depends from the directory hierarchy. In this case, if a C#.NET runtime is terminated, will be created remotely. Oh, I got an error. Strange one. This is the first time that I see this kind of error. So now is what used to happen. Then now I still republish my app. Okay, it seems works. In the meanwhile, during we wait how we can take a look of the catalog of BlueMix. As you can see in the last month, the infrastructure offering was integrated with the platform offering, because the core of BlueMix are the Cloud Foundry runtimes. But you can choose either to create your own Docker container if you want to Dockerize whichever service you want. It could be your app or your database service or whatever you want. And then you can attach to your Cloud Foundry app using one of the runtimes that are available, that are here: Java, Node.js, ASP.NET, C#, Swift is the server's runtime for server side that run on top of a Linux machine. It's Pages, that is Domino, Go, PHP, Python, Ruby, and Tomcat is pretty similar. Is another kind of Java runtime. Liberty4Java is a light version of WebSphere. By Tomcat, it's the classic Tomcat application servers, but it won't work as a GB container like WebSphere or other application servers like JBoss, for instance. So let's see what about our, okay, CloudFund has discovered that they're using, and we need the ASP.NET Core build pack. And now the app would be running. So in the meanwhile, what I can do is step on the next sample. As you see in the catalog, there is a section called the boilerplate. The boilerplate, it's a very nice section where you can find a lot of samples and examples of a runtime plus one or more service. For instance, you can have a Node.js runtime attached to the Watson IoT service. You can manage with the Node-RED framework for managing the communication from your smart device and the MQTT broker via MQTT protocol for IoT. Or there are other Java Cloud, Starter, mobile first platform. Now I want to show you the ASP.NET Core Cloud Starter. That is a simple application done in ASP.NET C# with a Cloud and NoSQL database. I'll give a name to the app. So in the meanwhile, what's that? Okay, my app seems running actually. Let's back to the old application. What happens if I will refresh? It is changed. It is not the one that I have on my local machine. It's the one that is hosted and republished on BlueMix. So what I want to show to you is the log, because we did an update on the log. This one is the ASP Cloud. Let's back to the old one. As you can see from the dashboard, I have 2 apps and 1 services, that is the database. If I go to the logs section, I was expecting to find somewhere written the pair of row of logs that I've written with today's webinar. Here we are. These are the snippets that are added to the source code. Okay, let's see what about the other application that we have started. It's still not running. Probably from the logs still going on. Probably still updating. Let's start to restore. Let's refresh. Okay, it seems that now the app is up and running. As you can see, it's a kind of to-do list app that uses the ASP.NET framework with .NET runtime, and it's used to interact with the Cloud and NoSQL database. So I can add other things to the database. Just put 6. Okay. If you're going to Tizur, you would be able to insert other items, because Tizur is published on top of BlueMix and is a public URL. So what I want to do now is to show how it works and how it's made the source code. So I will download it again. Here is my actual source code of the application. And now, another thing that I want to show to you is that if I go on the runtime section, in the environment variable, you can find the vcap services sysend. The vcap services used to be populated with the credential for let you connect to the services. Here, for instance, you have the URL, the username and password for connecting to the Cloud database instance. And in the source code, if I open it via Sublime, as you can see here, you'll have the manifest, like before, with the all the credential or the directive used for the new application. Here in the source section, we'll have the static HTML. For instance, if I will do some update, just for let you show that I'm working live. And here you have the source code. What's happened in this source code? As you can see here, there is a check on vcap services sysm, and so if I would start the application locally, it will not use the vcap services sysm, but will use the config.json file that needs to report the credential that actually are reported in JSON format in the vcap service sysm remotely on BlueMix. And in the section services, cloud and services, the credential will be used for connect to the database, and there are a few statements are made for insert, doing some posts, some so as you can see here, if the database is not initialized, a few few objects are inserted in JSON format inside the database. And it's very handy because it will give you the chance as I say, to create more than one instance probably in the development environment, in the test environment, in the production environment, and you can manage it automatically with the delivery pipeline, hosting your source code on GitHub and manage your code locally. Once you setting up with the DevOps tools the delivery pipeline, you can establish that once you do the commit and push on your Git repository, you will start the delivery wave, bringing your what you have updated on your app from dev environment to test, for instance, and it will automatically connect to the corresponding instance of your database, because it's every app will parse the CSM environment. And probably you would lead to the last step of delivering production just to your own manually acknowledgement. So for instance, I did a few update of the app. As you can see, we say welcome to ASP.NET Cloud and Web Starter. Now I would do the update just for let you show that I'm working live. And we just start CF push. And what I will expecting is that just the front end of the ASP.NET application will be updated. In the meanwhile, then we wait, the push will finish. I would, now the app is down because we'll be restarting. I want to show you, if I go to the ASP.NET Cloud section, there is a handy web user interface of Cloud where you can manage your own database. And if I go to the database section, there is the instance that was created from my app, and there is few items. There's the 6 items that I have entered. I can go inside and just update something, say sample for mod, for instance. What do you want? You can do some updates. No, what want? Oh, because they were the revision flag. Yeah, it is not. Don't work with that. What work if it's not the revision? I don't know. Let's put simple. What's the revision format? Anyhow. So let's see the app is starting. Meanwhile, come back to the catalog and I can talk to you about the services that are available actually. As I said before, now the infrastructure services of SoftLayer are merged inside of the BlueMix platform. You can directly manage if you want more freedom and you need to customize your app and your environment. You can create your bare metal server or your virtual server, and you can use either other infrastructure service like storage or networking. But let's focus on the whole core of BlueMix. So once you have created your Cloud Foundry app, choosing your preferred runtime based on the language where you are skilled, you can use either mobile services that would be very useful for manage the mobile backend services using, for instance, and there is a if you want to hide the calls to the REST API that are exposed via your own app, you can uh, download. There are specific SDK for Android, for iOS, or for the Haptan hybrid environment that are able to call directly your backend services hosted via these mobile services like mobile quality assurance that will be very useful for collect feedback about the usage of your client app on mobile. Push notification, it's very famous and handy, and so on. In the data and analytics section, there are all the database, both classic relational SQL database and Cloud NoSQL, or the compose. It's very for Mongo, for instance, for creating the mean stack application, very used in the last years with Mongo, Express for Node.js, Angular, and Node.js. Then there are other services that will expose public data, like for instance inside for Twitter or whether company data, or you can query the API exposed from these services that will give you the chance, for instance, for the inside for Twitter to query the GNIP database of Twitter for doing marketing research, or the weather company will expose data related with the weather. The Watson section will expose the cognitive services, for instance, for doing speech to text or text to speech, or visual recognition, and the Internet of Things for connecting and managing via MQTT, as I said before. So let's see what about. Okay, it seems now it's running. So let's check on ASP.NET Cloud. I would hope that now the app is up and running. And yes, it is, and will show the new description that I've edited, and few rows were updated. So you can either add a new one called 7. So okay, so that's pretty much everything, because I've just showed how it works simply. The ASP.NET environment. And what I want to suggest to you now is to do your own test using ASP.NET, and would be very grateful. So if you I forgot to update my slide, and I'm using the Italian one, so sorry. Anyhow, this is my contact. If you would like to stay in touch with me, you can write me an email with whatever question you have, or if someone of you have any question now, just raise the hand and able to open the microphone and ask you everything. So you can type on the question panel. Anyhow, I'll wait a few minutes, and I want to thank you for the attention and see you in the next webinar.